Welcome to this explainer. Today we're going on a bit of a hunt. We're tracking down the most expensive 5 watts in your entire solar setup. Now I know 5 watts sounds like absolutely nothing, but this tiny amount of power could literally be draining your system quietly right under your nose and slowly killing off your very expensive batteries. If you rely on stored power, figuring this out is, well, it's absolutely essential. So let's dive right in and play Energy Detective.
Okay, picture this. You've just had a great evening, watched a movie, and then you diligently turn off your whole entertainment setup. You hit the power buttons, the screens go black, and you head off to sleep thinking, great, my power's secure. But you wake up the next morning to a completely depleted battery, or worse, a system that's just shut down entirely. You, my friend, have just become the victim of a silent electrical crime. So what exactly happened while you were sleeping?
Well, the culprit is usually hiding right in plain sight. Believe it or not, a tiny, overlooked standby load can silently eat up over 10% of a standard 100 amp-hour battery's capacity while you are sound asleep. Yeah, 10%. Imagine that. More than 10% of your hard-earned stored energy is just gone, and you didn't even watch a single second of TV. Plus, if you're using lead-acid batteries, that kind of constant silent drain pushes them deeper and deeper into damaging discharge levels, which drastically shortens their lifespan.
So who exactly is our prime suspect here? It's something called phantom load. You might also know it as standby power. Basically, it's the electricity quietly consumed by your devices when they look like they're completely off. The truth is, modern electronics never really turn off. Your TV, it's just sitting there waiting for a remote signal, your decoder is probably scanning for updates, and your sound system is just chilling on standby. Now, individually, a phantom load seems totally insignificant. Just a glowing red LED here, maybe a warm power brick there. But when you stack all these devices together in one entertainment center, they combine to create this massive, continuous overnight drain that literally never stops.
Now, if you look up how to fix this online, most guides are going to tell you to just go buy a cheap watt meter and plug it into your AC wall outlet. But wait, this is a major trap for off-grid systems. What really matters for off-grid survival isn't what the wall outlet says at all. It's measuring the drain from the DC side. Why? Because the DC side, right there at the battery, is exactly what your system actually sees. If you're only measuring the AC side, you're missing a massive piece of the puzzle.
To really understand this crime scene, we need to translate those abstract watts into the real-world pain of lost amp hours. And hey, don't let the formulas here intimidate you. It's actually pretty straightforward. It's just a bridge between a supposedly harmless 5-watt load and waking up to a dead battery. Power is just voltage times current. To figure out the energy you lose over time, you just multiply that power by the hours you were asleep. Finally, to see exactly how much of your battery's gas tank you've drained, you divide that energy by your battery's voltage to get your amp hours. Easy, right?
This brings us to an absolute golden rule of off-grid living. Power isn't measured in watts. It's measured in how long your battery actually survives the night. Think about it. In a normal grid-tied house, a few extra watts just means a slightly higher electricity bill at the end of the month. No big deal. But off-grid, we are diagnosing your specific solar setup to ensure your entire system survives until the sun comes up. Every single watt matters because it translates directly into battery survival.
All right, now it is time to put on our detective hats. Grab your trusty multimeter, but please pay close attention here as we safely set this up. First things first, turn off all your visible loads, TV, decoder, anything on standby. Then, set your multimeter to DC amps. And here is the absolutely critical step. You have to move your red probe to the correct current port on the meter itself. If you forget and leave the probe in the default voltage port and then try to measure current, you're going to instantly short the circuit and blow the fuse right out of your meter.
Once your meter is all set up correctly, we need to wire it into the system. First, carefully disconnect the positive cable going to your inverter. Then place your multimeter in series. That simply means putting one probe on the battery's positive terminal and the other probe on that inverter cable you just disconnected. Finally, turn the inverter on. By placing the multimeter in series like this, you're safely capturing the true total DC current draw. That includes all those sneaky standby loads, plus any hidden consumption from the system itself.
Now, I need to pause for a second because this is crucial. Safety is the #1 priority here, and I literally cannot stress this enough. Never, ever attempt to measure current directly across the positive and negative battery terminals. If you take your probes and touch both terminals at once while you're in current mode, you're creating a highly dangerous direct short circuit. Because batteries hold massive amounts of energy, doing this will instantly cause aggressive sparks, melt your wires, potentially burn you, or even start a fire. So always measure in series, breaking the line to insert the meter.
Okay, so let's say you've set this all up safely. You glance at your meter and you see a continuous 1.2 amp draw on your 12-volt system. 1.2 amps. Honestly, it sounds like practically nothing, right? Just a tiny little trickle of power. But the actual impact of that trickle, it's probably going to surprise you.
Let's break down that tiny 1.2 amp trickle. On a standard 12-volt system, that equals 14.4 watts of continuous power. Now leave that running for 10 hours overnight, and boom, you've consumed 144 watt-hours. Divide that back into your 12-volt battery capacity, and you find that 12 amp-hours are completely gone. Boof! It mathematically scales up to a massive chunk of your capacity, just vanished into thin air while you thought everything in your house was completely shut down.
But here is the ultimate twist in our little mystery. You might be sitting there blaming that glowing red light on your TV for all of this, but your TV's 5-watt standby load actually isn't the biggest culprit. Nope. It is actually your inverter. Simply leaving your inverter running overnight, even with absolutely zero active devices connected to it, can pull a massive 20 to 40 watts continuously just to keep its own internal circuits awake. So the inverter itself is very often the single largest phantom load in your entire home.
When you stack these energy vampires side by side, the difference is absolutely staggering. Keeping a massive power inverter completely on overnight just to supply power to a tiny sleeping TV? It's a highly inefficient and completely invisible energy drain. You are essentially spending a fortune in stored battery power for no reason other than to keep the converter awake. So how do we actually stop this silent battery killer? Well, we need to implement a few practical, technical solutions to really maximize your system's efficiency. First up, install and use a master switch or a dedicated DC breaker to physically disconnect the inverter overnight. Basically, if you don't need AC power, shut it down entirely. Second, for things like internet routers or charging your phones overnight, try to run those low-power devices directly on DC power. That lets you bypass the inverter completely. And third, routinely measure your system from the DC side. Because, as they say, what you don't measure is exactly what ends up draining your battery.
In the world of solar and off-grid living, small loads don't stay small for long. They compound, they add up, and they usually strike when you're most vulnerable, in the dead of night. So, I'm going to leave you with this final challenge. Grab your multimeter, practice those safe measurement techniques we talked about, and go find out what is really draining your battery tonight. Because if your inverter is stealing this much power, you kind of have to wonder, what other parts of your setup are secretly robbing you blind? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you next time as we continue to optimize your off-grid setup.